Broadcast is an alternative video game program. Viewers should prepare themselves for games-related jokes, nonsense and general hijinks.
From the alternative world of video games today, Japanese mobiles make ours look sad. Ratchet and Clank face up to Jak and Daxter. We look at the Zelda phenomenon and more action from Group A of our football championship.
Sorry. Hello viewers, I was away in a moment there. I do love getting my hair cut. Mostly because, back when I began my career in 1992, who'd have thought by now I'd still have some? And I do have hair. Technically these days it's imported from Afghanistan and woven by highly trained seamstresses, but hey! And I'll tell you what, just because I'm getting my hair cut doesn't mean I'll shirk on your letters. Here's one from Derek Lynch in London. Dear When Games Attack, I know that people write to you asking you questions about video games and stuff, and that's just wonderful. But every time I watch the show I keep wondering, what is that aftershave you wear? I find the heady, almost musky smell of it quite intoxicating. Well, I'm glad you asked, Derek, because the smell of presenters is something that's often hideously overlooked, and I've worked with Michael Fish. It's actually Gucci pour homme, which is Italian and French for nice stinky man. Okay, for the top fives this week, we're going to stop beating around the bush and have the top 5 most pathetic games ever. Enjoy.
At number 5, it's pointless Pokemon fun in Pokemon Snap. This game requires you to amble around the furry creature's natural habitat with camera in hand, taking pictures of the charming freaks wherever you go. Now, unless you've got some unnatural fetish for collecting photographs of little Pokemon scampering about and looking cute, we're at pains to understand why any legally sane person would play this game. If you could send the pictures of Pikachu to his mother and demand ransom money, then it might have a purpose. Sadly, this isn't the case. Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Pish. At number 4, we have the SimCity series. You see, that's the great thing about video games. They let you be anyone you like. A faster-than-light space hero, a vampire warrior, a blood-and-guts soldier, or an urban planner. Yes, with SimCity, you too can enjoy the highlights of environmental waste disposal, sewage filtration, and road traffic management. With gameplay that involves the pros and cons of residential growth in brownfield areas, it's hard not to conclude the people who play SimCity are either hardcore geography students or those who genuinely see a bright and fulfilling future in local planning. The second and third lamest game concepts of all time will appear later in the show.
I'm very lucky when it comes to hairdressers because I have the lovely Martine. Other people aren't so fortunate and conversation can be difficult. Here's a tip, the next time one of them asks you, are you going away anywhere this year? Just reply with one word, prison. You'll get the quickest haircut of your life. Some more top facts revealed in today's Behind the Game.
It's E3 2004, and what's about to take to the stage will make even seasoned hacks wet their pants. Is it a strategy for world peace? A cure for cancer? No, it's a Japanese bloke waving a plastic sword.
I'm Shigeru Miyamoto, the game designer of Super Mario Bros. Sequel and The Legend of Zelda.
Since its incarnation back in 1987, the Legend of Zelda series has sold out more often than Ben Elton. Spanning 12 titles, this game has moved from a slightly staid world of 2D to the awesome swankiness of 3D and undergone many graphical facelifts.
We started making the first Zelda at the same time as Super Mario. I wanted to create a game in which the player needs to think a lot as he or she plays and uses their brain to solve the mysteries. Whereas all the games before were quite simple and it was easy to know what happens next.
The most recent Zelda title is Wind Waker, Link's first outing on the GameCube.
Well, you see, the story is about when Link was a child. In Ocarina of Time, although he started as a child, he also spent some of the time as an adult, and the visuals reflected this. In Wind Waker, I wanted to do something completely different, and because he was a child, I decided to go for cell shading. It offered the kind of look we wanted. I know it was quite controversial at the time, but I think when gamers started to play it, they could appreciate it was the right move for us to make. It's very easy when you're making a sequel to a game just to repeat yourself. But in the Zelda team, we always try to do things a little bit differently, to push the brand just that little bit further. I think we've succeeded with Wind Waker.
Thankfully for Miyamoto, he has a team who are very familiar with the world of Zelda.
Since the very first Zelda, I've been working with the same staff. No one has ever quit. The numbers have increased each time, but no one wants to leave. They've become so good, I haven't yet needed to do any work on our latest Zelda game in production.
Shots of the next Zelda title in development show a more adult game with some truly astonishing visuals, featuring a more grown-up Link possibly searching for the lost Jazzmag of Hyrule.
We scoured the Premiership and the Championship in search of the best Pro Evolution players to stage the world's first virtual football competition. 8 pros have to compete through group rounds and knockout stages until one of them has earned the right to be crowned the When Games Attack Football Champion.
After one drawn match, Lee Sharp and Scott Fitzgerald are at the top of the table with Alexis Nicolas and Darren Curry still to play. It's match 2 of our dynamic football challenge. It's a teammate situation, actually. This week we've got Darren Curry and Alexis Nicolas, both from Brighton and Hove Albion. I'm going to talk to Darren first of all. Actually, nice little Lamal kind of haircut that you've got there. I like that. If only I had that same amount of follicles. So yeah, teammate situation. What's the kind of whole big team bath set up like at Brighton, is it?
That's all right.
You have a lot of fun?
Yeah, good fun.
Excellent. And of course, your natural game is, you do like to score a lot of goals. You're a bit of a dab hand at the free kicks. Are we going to see some special stuff from you like that?
I certainly hope to get one over on Alexis.
Yeah. All right, Alexis. You're the younger of the two guys here. Can't really think of any 80s pop stars that you look like. One might come to me a bit later on. Do you feel that as Darren, as the kind of senior player, then you have to give him a little bit of a chance here?
Yeah, I've heard he's not too good in the game, so I'm looking forward to playing him.
Well, but you've got an advantage, you see, I think, because Darren's gone to Spain, and okay, you got Raúl there, but you've gone as France, that are just possibly statistically the greatest football team ever put in a football game ever.
Well, worked to my advantage then. So.
Yeah. I think Henry is so fast in this game that sometimes he's quicker than the naked eye can see. Just like a blur going through like that. What's your tactics going to be?
Just give it to him, reading.
Yeah. I think that'll work. Okay, well, the first match in this group ended 0-0 between Lee Sharp and Scott Fitzgerald. Let's hope for a couple more goals in this game. We'll join it after the break. Before we go, let's insert positions 3 and 2 in our chart of the most pathetic video games. Bursting out at number 3, it's a new low for humanity, Sam Fox Strip Poker on the ZX Spectrum. 8-Bit Man had the same primal urges as you and I, but lacked the technological innovations of today to satisfy them. Instead, he had to make do with what he had, and he had only this. Playing poker against Sam Fox late into the night, drunk on his own self-misery, 8-Bit Man would play until he received the ultimate prize. Yes, the game certainly had its knockers. Sega's Shenmue claimed to be the first game to capture real life, and it was just like real life, dull and disappointing. Sado lead character Ryo ran around asking strangers frequently dull and occasionally dodgy questions.
If there's anything I can
do you know any places where sailors like to hang out around here?
You say sailors, but you don't mean just any sailor, do you?
You looking for some of this?
It was so real, you were even forced to get a job, which meant driving a forklift truck around all day and spending lunchtimes listening to your workmates chav like chat.
It ain't for me. I'll help you, man.
Hey, man, I'm Mark. I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
Needless to say, Shenmue bombed. Join us in part 2 for the most pathetic video game ever. Coming up in the alternative video game show, Caroline lusts after mobile phones, Ratchet and Clank go up against Jak, and the most pathetic video game in the world. But first, let's join Stevie Morgan in the commentary box for the football challenge, Alexis Nicolas' France against Darren Curry's Spain.
Thanks, Dominic. The two fellas there gearing themselves up for what promises to be a monumental clash, and it's Spain who get us underway, playing in the traditional red shirts, and that, hoof, was no trouble for Barthez. But now, the French are on the attack, and it's Henry, untroubled, and he scores! It's 1-0 France, and he celebrates with typical Gallic arrogance. Don't look so smug yourself, Alexis. You've got a girl's name. But 1-0 to France. I know I'm meant to be objective, but I hate the French, and my brother owns a pub in Spain. Oh, it's 2-0! And Darren Curry, distraught. It's Henry again. Look at that, falling down like a drunk. Hasn't he got any other goal celebrations? Spain have got it all to do here. And look at that! It's going in! It's going in! Oh, no! I don't believe it! Come on, Curry! I've got a tenner riding on the outcome of this match. At half-time, it's 2-0 to the French. And it's the French who get the second half underway. And look at it, it's Henry again. Come on! Just hack him down! And that was pitiful. And Curry knows, maybe the French are starting to wobble. But he still can't work his way through that packed French defence. Oh, he's hit the crossbar! And Barthez with a short kick out. It goes straight to Raul! And that is not a goal! That was art! Hang that in your gallery and call it 2-1. Beautiful stuff there. Raul punished the French. He hurt them. And now, are we going to see Spain make an almighty comeback? No, we're not. Oh, no. And just look at them. Alexis, very smug there in victory. It was too little, too late from the Spanish. And it ends 2-1 to the French.
What a quality display from you there, Alexis, as France. Sloppy defending at the end, though, to let in that goal.
Yeah, I think I got a bit carried away and I was going for the spectacular, so it's a bit disappointed with defence.
I have to say, though, what that showed me as a Pro Evo player myself, flawless technique in those two goals by Henry. You know what you're doing with this game.
Just use my tactics, get it to Henry and let him do his stuff. So.
Darren, you pull one back at the end there. So there's, with 2 games to play in this opening round, there's still hope for you.
Yeah, hopefully I'll do better in the next game. Obviously, France are the favourites now, and Henry done very well against my defence. But Raul scored towards the end. Hopefully, I can score more in the next game.
You can build on that. Well, if we look at the table, then Alexis shoots to the top with 3 points. We've still got Sharpie and Scott Fitzgerald there on 1 point after their draw. Darren nuzzling gently at the bottom there. But the next match is going to be Darren against Sharpie. It can all change. Join us next time. Oh, Cuddly and Queenie, that is the last time I go out drinking with you two. Oh, I thought we were safe because we were at the Bally. Oh, anyway, hi viewers, welcome to another hit. Oh, Cuddly! Oh, pepperoni pizza. Hey, go and get your boxes. Oh. So anyway, today we are focusing on platform games. Cuddly has got Jak 2, Queenie's going for Ratchet and Clank 2. Round 1. Graphics.
Ratchet & Clank 2 is a graphical tour de force. Every world seems alive with detail and imagination, from the marshland to the space station. Never once did the visuals disappoint. Jak 2 Renegade pushes the PS2 to its limits. Haven City seems so real and spectacular, you would be forgiven for thinking it's designed by real engineers and architects. Just taking in the scenery from a hovercar is a pleasure. But which game do you think is the most stunning? 58% of the 100 gamers we surveyed said Jak 2 Renegade had the better graphics. The first round goes to Jak 2. 2 more rounds to go.
So, Cuddly swings round one thanks to Jak 2's beautiful texture map City of the Future, not based on Milton Keynes. Round 2. Gameplay.
There is one real reason why fans love to play Ratchet & Clank 2. The weapons. Weapons like the mini nuke, the pulse rifle, the fantastic decoy glove are hilarious to use, and the variety on offer is truly impressive. On the other hand, Jak's acrobatic moves and fighting power are very effective. Ultra-responsive controls let you swing through the air with ease and make light work of a crowd of enemies with a succession of deadly moves. But which game do you prefer playing? 60% of our survey said Ratchet & Clank 2 had better gameplay. Ratchet & Clank pulls even in round 2. One more round to go.
Queenie pulls level then with the Ratchet & Clank 2 winning gameplay because it's got better weapons. Metaphor for a lifetime there, kids. Round 3. Story.
In Ratchet & Clank 2, the duo are called out of unemployment to reclaim a stolen experiment. It may be simple, but fans like Ratchet & Clank adventures not for the complexity, but for the comedy, and each scene certainly packs in the gags.
Well, as you can imagine, we've been pretty busy. After Drek's defeat, there were parades, press conferences, fancy dress balls.
And the wiener roast at Al's.
Oh, yeah.
Jak 2's story is both funny and serious, though much like relief is provided by Daxter's wisecracks.
All of that? How about this one? Everybody press all the buttons!
The plot sees Jak being captured and experimented on by the evil Baron Praxis in a bid to turn him into the ultimate soldier. But which of the two has the best plot for you? .67% of you thought Ratchet & Clank 2's story was best. Round 3 goes to Ratchet & Clank 2. Making Ratchet & Clank 2 today's winner 2 rounds to 1.
So, Ratchet & Clank 2's fantastic storyline means that Queenie wins today's head-to-head. Cuddly gets the forfeit. What do you think it could be? Oh, something at the end of this big rope. What could be on top of that? A bucket? Full of sewage? We wouldn't do that to you. Whoops! Join us next time for another head-to-head.
Time now to reveal our number one example of the most pathetic games ever, but first a recap of those that didn't make the top spot. At number 5, mindlessly snap Pokemon in Pokemon Snap. At 4, enjoy the finer points of urban planning in SimCity. At number 3, low-life perving in Sam Fox Strip Poker. At 2, life's a bore in Shenmue. But the number one example of the most pointless, pathetic game is Super Noah's Ark 3D. This pitiful title was surely the worst game ever released on the Super Nintendo. You play Old Testament bloke Noah with the task of rounding up all the animals wandering around the Ark. Ironically, this attempt to instill Christian values in young gamers was built using the Wolfenstein 3D engine, one of the most violent games of its time. It's safe to say that the only kids unfortunate enough to play it were those whose bonkers fundamentalist parents forced them to.
A quickly hushed up incident in the early 90s involving myself, an attempt to get into the Guinness Book of Records, and a hot air balloon shaped like a hemorrhoid means I'm now banned from Japanese airspace. Luckily, Caroline Flack isn't. She reports from that wonderful land now.
You only have to be in Tokyo 10 seconds to realise that this is a city obsessed with mobile phones. But considering what their phones do out here, it's not surprising.
I picked out 5 of the best and most unusual phones on the market to see if they were ahead of the game or just plain bonkers.
So don't worry about that nonsense. That's always going on in Japan. Now, on this phone here, I've got a little navigation system, which means I can get to anywhere I want when I'm standing in the middle of the city. All I've got to do is type it in. It actually takes me there. Now, there's a very popular meeting point where there's a dog called Hachiko. I'm in the middle of Shibuya, and I'm going to type into here and see if I can get there. Come with me.
GPS phones cost about £100 and are particularly handy in a city as huge and sprawling as Tokyo. The phone also has a compass system, meaning the map turns when you do. As well as allowing you to find your way around, GPS technology also allows you to receive information about your specific location. Meaning you can find the latest weather reports, transport information and promotions for local stores.
Well, I've taken a bit of a detour because I wanted to show you this. Feeling a bit parched, are ya? Well, look at this.
Specially converted vending machines now allow you to buy stuff using your phone. Just jump on the maker's website, download a barcode, and then hold your phone up to the infrared scanner. It's great for people like me and the Queen who prefer not to carry cash.
Check that out. They charge it to my mobile phone. Wake up, world! You've got to learn from that one. Here's Hichiku, Wachiku, Michiku, whatever his name is. I made it to the dog. I tell you what, in Tokyo, you really do need one of these little babies.
For sheer Japanese style though, Baolingual takes some beating. This bit of software transforms your mobile into a dog translator. Stick it in front of your dog, get it to bark, and then find out what's going on in their doggy brains.
I brought along my little friend Ninny here to show you. Ninny!
No matter how much prompting Ninny took from the production team, it seemed he was the silent type.
Well, let's try another one. I've got Tamua with me now. I'm going to try and get her to bark. I don't know if coughing is barking. Let's try another one. Meow. Meow, bark.
Several dogs later, it became clear we'd suffered a complete human-canine communications meltdown.
I've escaped.
The next phone was just perfect for sitting around.
Check this out. All you got to do is press the button in the middle, activate it again. Look, TV on your phone. A proper picture, brilliant sound. You can actually watch it. You could be watching this on here now.
While in the UK you can only watch video clips on your phone, in Japan mobiles can receive analog television signals so you can watch regular TV direct on your mobile.
Whew, what a day. But there's nothing better than to come home, call my mates, and some nice karaoke. Courtesy of this little lady.
The karaoke mobile plugs into your TV, allowing you to download song files from the internet and perform them at parties. After a crash course in Japanese, mind you. Take it away, me. Yep, I love Japan. I love the food, I love the people, and I love their all singing, all dancing mobiles.
Thank you very much indeed. All right, cheers. Okay, that's it for another show. I'm off to take my brand new haircut on a 12-date stadium tour of Britain. Until the next time, cheers. Oops, sorry.
Hi, I'm Mr. Ewing. I'm here for my Brazilian.